Hey, this is Jeremy and Zan, and you're watching the Lotus Boxers.
What's happening, YouTube? Lotus Boxers here. You got Jeremy Bertarioni.
Zan Syed.
And with us today, Master Mox Opal and author of the KCI Bauble, Lee McLeod. Lee, say hey to everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Zan's thoughts on Lee?
Lee is a master with artifact decks.
Artifact decks, combo decks in general. I trust him with the Storm deck. If he's on the modern side of the team. But we are fresh out of SCG
Philly.
King of Prussia. it's they say Philly, but it's in King of Prussia, but it's close. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's fresh out of that tournament. And Zan, you played
this deck, Lee's deck. So it's Dimir Whir with the Thopter combo and some Ensnaring Bridge action.
I don't know what I'm looking at here. Somebody tell me what's going on.
Lee.
So this is it's a blue-black artifact prison deck. So maybe you've seen there's one guy online, MTG Sussurus, who plays 1 million games a day with a prison deck with chalices and Bottle Cloister and Ensnaring Bridge. He just locks you out of the game systematically until you just can't win anymore.
Sure.
This deck does that to a degree, but it's a little more proactive. You've got all the artifact cards you're used to seeing in those decks, like Ensnaring Bridge, Witchbane Orb, Pithing Needles, some Graveyard Hate in the main deck, some Storm Hate in the main deck, or Spell Hate in the main deck. Just pretty much any main deck hate you can shake a stick at, plus Whir of Invention to get whatever you need.
Okay.
And this deck's different than that deck because we have the Thopter Sword combo. So what the Thopter Sword combo is Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry, if you've never seen it before. If you have these two cards on the field, you can sack the Sword of the Meek to Thopter Foundry to make a Thopter. The Thopter triggers the Sword of the Meek in your graveyard, and the sword comes back. And then you can just keep repeating that process. Each time you do that, you get a Thopter, and you gain a life.
That is just like Rosewater intended, I believe. Yes, sacrifice the Thopter.
No, you sacrifice the sword to get a Thopter.
I understand.
Can't sack Thopters. And this deck just amasses so many creatures and Thopters once you've locked them out of the game softly. You don't really need that much to lock them. A bridge usually does it against most decks in Modern. And once you've done that, you just make so many Thopters you can kill them before they can assemble enough to get out of your lock.
Sure. So it's a softer lock, but a faster kill. I'm in. That sounds like we're saving time in Moto clicks.
Yeah. Well, the Thopter combo is pretty click intensive, but you save a lot of time in paper magic.
Okay, that's awesome. Zan, what were your thoughts playing it in the Open?
I had a lot of fun. I was pretty nervous going into that tournament because I felt like I hadn't practiced enough in paper, but the more I played it, the more I got used to it. I started writing down notes on how I should approach each matchup. In Philly, Phoenix was extremely popular, so I got to play against it 4 times, and I got to dominate that matchup going 4-0 against it. So I think that's an important takeaway from my tournament.
So you 4-0'd against Phoenix. That's a huge draw to this deck because some people are playing Phoenix in Modern right now.
A lot of people are playing Phoenix in Modern right now. Dredge, also huge. This deck also very good against.
So moving forward, do you think this is a viable choice for our viewers?
Yes, especially for this weekend.
Perfect. Somebody talk to me about the sideboard.
So the sideboard is really just like your dodge. You lock people out game 1 because it requires so many weird cards people don't really play, like Artifact Hate.
Sure.
And so we want to dodge all that, and we just have a bunch of win conditions or ways to stop their ways to win more. So against people who are trying to stop us from being able to win with a Thopter combo, we have Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus, and Psy Master Thopterist. Each of them creates their own way to win the game. Psy makes you a bunch of Thopters and draws you cards. Tezzeret pluses once to get an artifact, and then ults to kill them most of the time.
Great.
Or you can just, against Tron or whatever, you play Tezzeret on turn 3 or 4, make an artifact of 5/5, attack them for 5. Next turn, make another artifact of 5/5, attack them for 10, and then they're just dead the following turn.
Right.
We also have another Tezzeret, which I just took out of our deck. It's Tezzeret the Seeker. This is a relatively new edition. We're trying it out right here. It's just another Tezzeret. It tutors for any lock piece you might want, and it's also differently named. So if you play against Meddling Mage and they name Whir of Invention or Ensnaring Bridge, that's usually kind of a lock against you. You can't get in Bridge out anymore. But with Tezzeret, you can just play Tezzeret and get a Bridge. It's really good.
Cool.
It makes a lot of sense because especially in the Phoenix matchup, I really like Tezzeret, but I noticed that they kept bringing in Blood Moons.
Yeah.
And if I had this Tezzeret, I would feel a lot safer because we could play it with 2 islands and then go get a Pithing Needle to hit the Chandra that they just keep bringing in.
Right, and one of the best parts about this is it ults in 1 turn like the 4-mana Tezzeret. What its ult does is it makes all of your artifacts into 5/5 creatures.
Great.
Which is a bit of a nombo with Bridge, so you can't play Bridge with Tezzeret if you want to kill them with your horde of 5/5 artifacts. But an easy out to that is just sacrificing the Bridge with Thopter Foundry.
They know they're in trouble when it's, end of turn, I'm going to sacrifice my bridge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then swing for 40 or so. That should be enough.
Yeah.
People always ask me why Chalice, and like Chalice and Swansong came in against the Phoenix deck, and people were like, when they cast Shatterstorm, what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna sacrifice it to Thopter Foundry and then cast my Swansong.
Exactly. So like Zan said, one of the things that people are starting to play because this deck is gaining a little bit of popularity, or these types of decks is gaining popularity, is Shatterstorm, and Shatterstorm stops regeneration. So all these Welding Jars we have to protect our lock pieces in the main deck just don't function against Shatterstorm. It just kills your entire board of artifacts. So what you have to do is have some answer to that. Swansong just straight up counters it, so that's a great answer. And we also have a Jester's Cap and some Unmoored Egos that we can just straight up name it out of their hand or deck or whatever. So then they just can't cast it against us.
Exactly.
And we also have a couple more hate cards in the board. Battle at the Bridge for creature decks. Anything big. This gains a lot of life, so it's really good against burn, too. If you've ever battled the Bridge and I don't have the Great Revel and gain like 6 life, it's just such a beating. They're not coming back from that realistically.
I'm in for that interaction.
And then, Torpor Orb's good against a bunch of spell decks. Phoenix has a lot of 1 converted next cards. Burn does too. It's not in the main deck because we're not trying to lock people out that way, but it is a good sideboard card still.
Yeah, and you can go with Tolaria West, which is awesome.
Yeah, you can transmute for it with Tolaria West as well. And Torpor Orb's the other sideboard lock piece. It's really good against creature decks like Humans and Spirits. It just shuts off Deputy of Detention, Night of Autumn, cards like that.
Night of Autumn.
And I played against a blue-white control player who was playing this 5-mana 4/5.
Cataclysmic Gearhulk.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a Torpor Orb would do a pretty good job against
Torpor Orb is surprisingly good against blue-white control too, because they play Snapcaster, Vendilion Click, Cataclysmic Gearhulk, sometimes even Spellcaller.
Oh yeah, Spellcaller.
Okay, you heard it here first. Bring in your Torpor Orbs against blue-white control.
This deck, honestly,
what's happening?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. I want to see it in action. I saw it a little bit this weekend, I'm not going to lie. Zan cast a very special Swan Song against the Shatterstorm that just stole my heart. And you can see a little bit of Zan playing it this weekend, because I think you feature matched a couple of times, right?
Yeah, I think I had 3 feature matches.
Woo!
All of which I destroyed blue-red opponents.
Amazing. That is what I want to see.
Was that Phoenix twice, Storm once?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Zan in a can on camera. All right, let's hop into a game. Okay, here we are. We're in a game. Somebody tell me what I'm looking at.
You're looking at an okay hand. We've got a Whir of Invention and 3 lands to cast it, plus a Transmute for any 0 we want. Probably Welding Jar if this gets a Bridge. We've got a Thopter Foundry and a Pithing Needle. So this hand's kind of okay against everything. It's a little slow against Dredge since we're on the draw, and they might have a really fast start. We might not be able to come ahead. But we have a lot of life draws in our deck for that. We've got a Tormod's Crypt, 2 Nihil Spellbombs, and a Cage all in the main deck. So I think I'm just fine keeping this against most everything.
Well, great. I think Lee nailed all the points.
Lee is a master, so let's see what he says.
All right, let's see if I manage to not skip through any turns this time. So Stomping Ground, Shock.
Faithless Looting.
Arbor?
No, it's... Whoa,
Is this
green
Ponza?
mana.
Search for Tomorrow, so it's Valakut.
Oh.
This matchup is great.
So all we have to do really is empty, or not even empty our hand. We just need to put a Witchbane Orb into play with an Ensnaring Bridge, and that's usually the lock.
Yep.
That was a pretty good draw. So we can play Bauble. This lets us get our Whir of Invention out a little sooner. Mm-hmm. The only thing they have to name in their deck is Wooded Foothills and Sakura.
Sakura Tribe-Elder, though, 100%.
What I'm going to name is Sakura Tribe-Elder, because it lets them go up a land.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Sakura Tribe-Elder.
Sakura Tribe-Elder. Okay.
Nice. Great turn.
Were you guys watching the coverage where Marshall Sutcliffe was having a fight with, I think it was Huey Jensen, on how to pronounce it? Because Marshall thought it was important to pronounce the hyphenated version. So you'd say Sakura Tribe Elder instead of Sakura Tribe Elder. You'd be Sakura Tribe Elder.
That's a card we could have thought about that we could have named. Usually decks only play 2 if they play it at all.
Yeah, most decks don't play Calling Heart, so I'm down to. I mean,
Well, if they do play, they only play 2, and they
Sure.
definitely play 4 Sacro Tribe Scouts or Elders. So it's not even really a big consideration. Next turn, we can't cast Whir for 4, so we're probably going to transmute Tolaria West.
for a
Probably a Bauble, because we want to get a bridge down so they can't just attack with the Titan.
Yep, cool.
So the Bauble lets us get more looks. Okay, yeah, we're not doing anything on their turn. So they get their 3rd land, and then this ramps them up to Colony Heart. If they have a fetch land, they can colony next turn, so we really want to draw a 0 next turn to try and have Witchbane Orb. Not being on the play is kind of scary, because if they manage to play fetch land into Colony Heart, they can Scapeshift us out next turn, I believe, if I do that math correctly.
So drawing a 0 would be pretty great.
Yeah, drawing a 0 is excellent. Or them just not having fetch land.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what their draw is.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty scary no matter what they do. This is especially scary. We're almost certainly dead if they have Scapeshift next turn, unless we draw a 0. Because we can't Whir for Witchbane Orb right now.
All right.
Yikes. Hopefully they have Primeval Titan.
Do you think
If we
if we were and he doesn't respond,
we might be able to Pithing Needle colonies, yes. But it's just really, it's kind of loose because I'm not sure why he wouldn't just pop them.
Yeah.
But it's possible, yeah. It might be our only
out.
If he pops them and doesn't have Scapeshift, then we don't have a Whir for Witchbane Orb, and we just lose a couple turns later.
Yeah.
So that kind of play just doesn't really gain us anything.
Yeah, but if we draw another Whir, then it might be.
Yeah, if we draw another Whir, it's probably the play. Looks like he's suspending another search, and they keep both Colony Gardens. Is kind of interesting. Ooh, that was a good draw, sort of. So we name it here, then he cracks, and then 2 cards in hand. Has to have Scapeshift. Well, we have to play it, right? Because it gets us our 4th artifact for Whir. Transmuting is not as good. So let's go ahead and play the Needle.
You don't play it off an island.
We don't
matter.
really have any ways to crack mana. So he just should do this. And he gets a bunch of lands in play.
So if he had the Primeval Titan, this is a lot better, right? Because he can't just play the primetime, get 2 Valakas, and start popping Calling Heart Expeditions.
Right.
If he has Escape Shift, it seems dire.
We're dead if they have Scapeshift. That's
Is
just
there... Spellskite doesn't help that situation, so...
No, we would just die. They have so many lands that we would
they would get so,
Spellskite
they would get so
to
many
death.
triggers, yeah.
It just, the math doesn't quite check out.
Yeah.
Alright. They're going to pop their other Colony Heart, and then with this Pithing Needle, I think we're just going to name Watery Foothills. Just because they can't pop another Colony Heart, and we already have a name on. We already have named Sacred Tribe Scout or Elder.
Yeah. Even though we might lose this game, I still feel pretty confident in this matchup.
What were we going to name? Watery Foothills. Alright. And then we'll play our land. Glad I didn't forget to do that. And they just pass turn. What we might even could consider doing is popping Bauble here, because we'll have a 4th land for Whir next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of want to draw a bridge.
I'm done.
The thing is, we're not going to be able to draw the bridge this turn, and if we draw a fetch land, it's a little better to hold it in our hand. So we shouldn't pop the Bauble, even though we want to pop it. We're almost certainly going to Whir next turn.
Yeah.
So there's that's not Scapeshift, so that's good. That's good.
That's good for us.
So unless he has Through the Breach, we don't die.
Correct.
Okay. Should we have considered that?
To Whir for a bridge?
To not play the Pithing Needle.
To not play the Pithing Needle. In order to not play the Pithing Needle to Whir for bridge?
Just in case they had the Through the Breach.
The problem with that is Colony Heart decks don't usually play Through the Breach.
Okay.
They almost never do.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm completely on board.
That's format knowledge right there.
Yeah. That's something that I'm aware of, but not aware of at the same time. Because I never had to pay attention to that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Meddling Mage usually doesn't
care.
Doesn't care, yeah.
You just name the card that kills you.
Exactly.
We definitely bobble ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
we definitely bobble ourselves because we hit either bridge or orb. We just want to cast it. Let's bobble now. I want to bobble then. Alright, the top card of their deck is Verdant Catacombs. For whatever.
Pithing Needle, why? Give me the card.
Alright, let's see what we draw. Graph Digger doesn't do anything. Flooded Strand doesn't do anything. Alright, so we're just gonna have to Whir for Bridge, unfortunately. Because we die to the Perennial Titan if we let it attack us.
Okay.
So what do we want to do? We want to cast Cage and then cast Whir of Invention, because we have... The Cage is essentially free with Improvise as long as we have 3 lands.
So we give ourselves 3 turns if we were for Witchbane Orb of just getting attacked, as opposed to if he plays a land and he gets a mountain, that's going to 6 us. So it's 3 turns either way, so sure.
Right.
But we're more likely to draw a bridge, right?
We are more likely to draw Bridge.
So shouldn't we get the Witchbane Orb?
So let's think about it. So if we get Witchbane Orb, they attack us, they get a bunch of lands out of their deck, and they fetch lands specifically, usually. And then they get to, and we can also block with Thopter Foundry. If we manage to get the sword, it is better to have Witchbane Orb in play because we can block with a couple Thopters and be able to get Titan. So I think you're absolutely right. We should definitely get Witchbane Orb.
Cool.
Love it.
All right, cool. Good
Instead
check.
of bridge.
Oh, no,
wait.
stop.
What's up? I don't know what the button is.
Right click. Turn off. Oh, cool. Alright, so...
We can still play the cage, right?
Play the cage.
Oh, yeah.
All good.
Dan and I are like, wait.
Yeah, the cage is free still.
Yep. And we'll probably just go get...
We'll get the orb in response to this trigger.
Yeah.
Alright, they have to pay... This is one of the best ways to win the game, in my opinion.
They don't pay for their pact?
Yeah.
There's been a rule change.
Yeah, it doesn't really...
Well, it doesn't function on Moto.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't function on Moto.
It doesn't function in real life anymore either, so it's basically a pact is never going to win you a game.
Alright, let's go get Witchbane Orb. And WW this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Improvises 4. We're going to go grab Witchbane Orb. Usually Valakut does play a Shatterstorm in their 75, but they're not very good at finding it.
Yeah.
Which is highly advantageous.
Let's get all of our curses off of us.
Yeah, those curses are just gone.
Now it takes 6.
Yeah, now it takes 6.
Hoboken. So I like this because it makes Sword of the Meekin out and Bridging out, and we have much more of those.
We do, yes.
Oh no!
That doesn't really matter.
Oh, yay! Tell me why it doesn't matter. Tell our viewers why it doesn't matter.
So
I know.
We have 2 primary ways of utilizing our graveyard. Academy Ruins, which doesn't really matter in this matchup. We're not getting back anything.
Mm-hmm.
The other way is Sword of the Meek. And they would have to use the Exile Everything mode of Relic, which they can only activate once. And if Sword of the Meek is in the graveyard, we can just sacrifice another artifact to get a Thopter into play, which triggers the sword again, so it just comes back.
When Primeval Titan attacks, it can bolt 8 Thopters. I'm just letting you know.
That is true.
So that's...
But we won't make the Thopters until after.
Oh, yeah.
And if we don't... Okay, drawing cards doesn't do anything. We're just going to transmute for Bauble.
Great.
So we can try to... What's up?
Can we transmute for Inventors Fair?
Yes, sorry. Transmute for some reason I thought we had already played it. Transmute for Inventors Fair. You're right.
It's all good.
Just my head's not in the game today.
It's all good. We got we're a team here.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. Inventors Fair, so we're good grabbing Inventors Fair. We might as well play around Field of Ruin.
Yeah.
So we'll just play the Flooded Strand. Then we'll play Tormod's Crypt. If we want to sack to gain a life, we can. It's an option.
We don't have enough mana to Inventors Fair and Bridge next turn, though.
Right?
So what does the Inventors Fair do?
The Inventors Fair will... Well, we probably could have played it just to gain a life.
Yeah, just to gain a life.
Yeah. And then we need to gain 3 more life. So yeah, maybe getting Bauble was just better. Damn. Listen to Zan.
My bad. So we need to gain a total of how much more life?
We need to gain at least 5 life, and we have 1 life on the board.
Okay.
What is this? They can't bolt us.
Well, the Inventors Fair would have been the other
Oh, this is Relic?
Yeah.
Sure. The Inventors Fair would have been 1 more life. Well, if we sack all of our artifacts, we're not really accomplishing that much.
Yeah.
We can't activate Inventors Fair if we sack all our artifacts.
Yeah.
So we need to, I think grabbing Bauble there was, my first inclination was grab Bauble
Well,
because we didn't have enough time to do all that. But I didn't think all that through like Jeremy did. So when Zan said Inventors Fair, I was like, yeah, that's great.
Inventors Fair, that's a legendary land.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
I think what I want to do is chump with this Tormod script. Just
Well,
to gain us 2 life. What's up?
Sure.
We're not going to use this Tormod script any other way.
Sounds good.
If it were a Nihil Spellbomb, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, this is like kind of like gaining 2 life.
Yeah, we actually probably should have sacrificed the Grafdigger's Cage because if we... Well, there's no way we were for Spellskite, but it's something you can't do if Grafdigger's Cage is on board.
We'd go to 5 if we played the fair. I'm so mad.
It's all right. We have... If we don't draw whatever we want to draw...
Oh.
Ooh, it's an extra damage.
Ooh,
Right.
it's an extra damage.
I mean, now I don't want to sacrifice her. Okay.
Well,
This is just skilled gameplay right here. So now we can't lose.
never didn't have it. Good games, opponent.
They might have main deck of Braid. So we want to put an emphasis on... They usually only play 1 main deck of Braid, if that. People are more going towards Flame Slash to kill Thing in the Ice now, because the Phoenix matchup's kind of rough sometimes.
Yeah.
So usually these decks play Flame Slash instead of a Braid main deck now. But if they do have an Abrade, we might as well go ahead and tutor for a Welding Jar.
We never didn't have it.
I mean, to be fair, we had 7 copies.
We did have 7 copies. Any Whir, any Bridge.
Alright.
Alright, and they just want to go to the next game. Alright, so what I don't like in this matchup are Damping Spheres, EE, Grafdiggers, 2 Brutalities, and Tormod Script. These cards are just like kind of very low impact against the Valakut deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What we really want to do is be able to disrupt, and Pithing Needle is not great either. Just because you saw like it doesn't name really much of anything. If we named Calling Heart Expedition, that would have set him pretty far back.
Sure.
But at the same time, we don't even really need that. we didn't do it, and we still won. So what I like is boarding in a bunch of disruption to their main game plan. So Cranial or Unmoored Egos, you can name Valakut with it, which is kind of cool.
Great.
Naming Shatterstorm is a pretty big deal too, because they usually have 1 Shatterstorm. They don't have a way to find it like Phoenix does, so you have a lot more time to build up your board and Unmoored Ego them. Usually what I like to do is maybe take out a couple Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry to have 9, just to put in a couple extra Tezzeret's, because Tezzeret's pretty strong in this matchup, because they don't have a good way to clock you. They don't have a good board, other than Primeval Titan. So the Thopter Sword combo is a little slow and clunky if they have a bunch of dedicated Graveyard Hate, which they usually don't, and Tezzeret's just a good hedge against that sort of stuff.
Could we consider that Swan Song?
I don't feel that we need it if we're playing. So we could try it instead of let's do that. That might be a little better than like another Tezzeret.
Yeah, I mean hit Scape
because
Shift
it hits Scape Shift
and Shatterstorm.
If it just hits Shatterstorm, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
This is 61 cards. What did we forget? E. We don't want E. All right, so let's do that.
Wow. Intense sideboarding. Cut it down to the last 15 seconds.
I mean, it felt like that every game this tournament, because each card, if it doesn't fit that matchup, can cost you the match pretty easily.
Perfect. We got a mulligan.
Yeah, this hand is like a couple artifacts away from like being pretty good, but
It's one
it doesn't
land
have
away,
them. Well, even a land doesn't do it because it's really, really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, clunker.
But I like those cards.
This hand's pretty bad too.
This hand's really
I wanted to go to 5.
I'm down to go 5.
I think the 6 is not really going to win us unless our top decks are really strong.
We can cast all of our spells.
Yeah, that usually just doesn't matter. Ooh, having 3 lands and a Witchbane Orb is probably too slow, but it might be the best we're going to get.
I'm totally down.
It's a
to
5.
Right.
Plus we get to scry this at the top.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
about
land. You're not about it?
Not about it.
Zan thinks we're going to draw a land.
I believe that making a land a good draw is a good thing to have. But drawing 2 lands here would be
That's true. That's
abysmal.
true.
And if we found
This is the best land in our deck, though.
I agree.
It's also a card.
But it's not even turned on until we draw another artifact. I think we want to get closer to a Thopter Foundry or an Unmoored Ego, because those cards were just really...
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's bottom it. The main thing is that the main artifact that's good against their decks we already have in our hand.
Yep.
So we don't really need to tutor for it.
Witchbane Orb gives us hexproof. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Another search for tomorrow.
Opponent is so good.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and play this Darkslick Shores.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the Flooded Strand to get a tap land because the life doesn't really matter, but we want to have an extra look off Bauble.
Yep.
Off Mishra's Bauble.
Interesting.
I agree.
Wow, you guys are thinking about cards you don't even have in your hand yet.
It's weird.
I did a little bit of that this weekend, and that was crazy.
Yeah, you did pretty well this weekend too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a later video, but yeah, I got 31st. You know, I was maybe rocking the Death Shadow deck from our video previous.
Well, we got to save your bragging for that bit, yeah.
Sukuna Tribe Elder.
Yeah, it's a pretty good ramp start for them.
Nice.
Ooh, we assembled a combo. So,
Let's lead on the
is
sword.
what to lead on.
I would lead on the sword.
Yeah.
Like if he has an Abrade,
The problem is if he has a Braid Relic or something like that.
sure.
We would want to play the Flooded Strand so he can't just tap the Relic.
Yeah.
But he has so much lands that it feels like he would cycle the Relic.
Mm-hmm.
And we have fewer swords in our deck than we have Thopter Foundries. We have 2 more Thopter Foundries in our deck. We only have 1 more sword. So that's why I like leading on the Thopter Foundry.
Okay, let's lead on Thopter Foundry.
Because I don't want to crack the Flooded Strand.
Because of the Mishra's Bauble. Whatever, dude.
It's like a very small edge. It might not even matter that much.
Zan's thinking about it.
Yeah, my thought process was we turn off his Abrade completely, and then we play the sword because he probably won't kill the sword, and then that way we could play at least get 1 Thopter out of it.
Well, I want him to Abrade.
Yeah.
Because I don't want this to get abraded.
Of course.
So if I play the sword to if he has the Abrade
But
Relic
he would
combo,
Abrade the
he would
Thopter.
do that.
He would still Thopter, destroy the Thopter. With
Yeah,
the
he would
Abrade.
if he has Abrade, he'd destroy it unless he has a pretty good turn here.
Yeah, and I felt like he doesn't care about his life. Look at his life 15.
Yeah,
That
but he doesn't. He's not worried.
And dealing 2 damage a turn would potentially get us somewhere.
Well, we can start getting life next turn.
Yeah, which is gonna be awesome.
You have to be pretty high life total against Valakut sometimes, like 37.
Yeah.
I think is the upper bound of their burst damage.
Well, he has 4 Valakuts, so he could go crazy. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, they could. I haven't done the math. I'm sure it's very high.
Yeah. With 4 Valakuts, you could just go crazy.
I'm used to thinking of 18 as the sweet spot, the number we
Nice.
want to be above. What does this get for us? I don't think it gets anything right now. I think we just sit on it for now.
Yep, sword.
Start sorting, because if we were for bridge, which we can't do,
Yeah.
we just have too many cards in our hand. So we just play the sword here.
We could get Pithing Needle.
That doesn't seem very good.
We could probably we're gonna save it to get a jar to save our Whir.
To save our Witchbane Orb?
To save our Whir of Invention, which is we use it to get the jar. Saves it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whew, that was tough.
So Rex Sage on our Thopter Foundry. I'm just going to make a Thopter.
2/3. You can't attack anymore.
Yeah. We gain life too.
Ooh, do we have Torpor Orb in?
We have Torpor Orb in our deck, but it's not in play.
Sure.
And I'm stacking the sword just so it gets I have an equipped Thopter instead of an unequipped Thopter.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
If they Surgical us, they
earned
really wanted to get us. That's just not a deck Valakut plays very often. Or a card.
Yeah.
Not only did they really want to get us, but it also didn't matter that much. We still have the orb.
The cool thing is that we could assemble it again next turn.
The combo?
Mhm.
Yeah, if we want to, we can definitely do that. They have 2 cards in hand, so I'm pretty incentivized to play this Witchbane Orb.
Yeah, I'm totally on board for that.
Because we don't have... Well, let's slow it down a bit. So if we were next turn, we can Whir for Ensnaring Bridge or Torpor Orb.
Yeah.
And if they play Titan, we would be able to, soak the whatever damage. The bad thing is if they play Scapeshift, we just lose. So we probably should have to play the Orb.
I agree.
Cutting myself in the middle of my thought process. I realize it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I was like, hey guys, that sounds cool. We're
Escape
pretty
ship.
insulated against Titan anyway,
Yeah,
If
we've
we
got a
just play the
2/3
orb.
in play.
Yeah. If we play the orb, it's like,
Oh,
really
that's
good.
an
Wow,
excellent draw.
That's great.
All right, I'm just going to get a basic island here.
Island.
Because we don't want to go to 18.
Beautiful.
All right, let's get these curses off of us. Next turn we can Whir for Bridge or
We're
Torpor
free.
Orb.
No more curses.
I usually like Whirring for Torpor Orb first, just so they can't try and get fancy. Let's hold back.
Yeah, we're chill.
No reason to attack here, I don't think, Lee.
No. We can get feisty with our Thopter token. Ooh. I didn't think they would sacrifice the Sacred Tri-Builder.
What does this mean?
Probably Ancient Grudge.
I'm not sure.
Trying to want. They probably have Scapeshift in hand, and they're looking for a way to kill this Witchbane Orb.
Count on Zan to be a genius.
Sure. I was thinking the extra 1 damage from Sacred Tri-Builder might be more important than getting 1 extra card this turn.
No, for sure. But they're not going to attack.
Well, if they attacked with both, I was saying they could get us to 18.
Oh, yeah.
And then they sacrifice.
Yeah. But if they already had that extra land, then...
it's just like kind of... Is 3 Cinder Blades? They usually play 4 Cinder Blades? I'm not sure about that.
I thought they only played 2.
Yeah, I did too. 3 mana? What is this? Are we going to get Shatterstorm for Witchbane Orb and Sword of the Meek?
Be pretty good.
That would be hilarious.
It might be good enough.
Yeah.
They haven't played Velika yet, so if we draw a Mordigo, we can name Velika.
Or Shatterstorm.
Or Shatterstorm. Shatterstorm's probably better, but...
Because we don't care about the
Velikas. Name the card in their deck. Sometimes they play Fracturing Gust instead of Shatterstorm, which isn't nearly as good, but I see it more often.
Tri-Builder, sack immediately. What does this mean?
I don't know. We'll just see what they do.
Scapeshift. Okay.
I wonder how many lands... So maybe they're trying to like make their draws more live by sacrificing like a few lands.
That makes sense.
Like maybe they get 3 Valikas here.
We can count on the last card being another Scapeshift.
Or like a Primeval Titan or something. Something that makes them
that just
more, more comfortable in doing so.
They could get Velika Mountain and kill our Thopter and hit us for 2.
They could. It looks like they're doing that.
They're doing that.
Cool. We can still Whir for Bridge though, so it's not that big deal. If we draw a land or a 0 or a 1, we'll be able to stop this Reclamation stage from attacking. So it looks like we take 3. No, we can't take 3 because we have an orb.
That's the idea.
Yeah, I'm just used to seeing 2 triggers. It's kind of crazy. Alright, our turn. Thopter Foundry.
Nice.
Hey, we got the combo again.
I don't think that's better than keeping Welding Jar open.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
because next turn we'll have a jar and then we can play Thopter Foundry.
Should we
what?
Consider getting it now?
The Welding Jar? What's the reasoning?
He was tapped out.
He's tapped out.
Okay.
Well, what about now? On upkeep.
On upkeep? Sure.
Because we want to tap something within these next 2 turns.
Yeah. So we'll just get a jar. So they can't abrade our Witchbane or Fracturing Gust it.
Yeah. Relic.
Okay.
Sure.
They're probably just going to cycle it. Maybe not. They're just not cycling it.
But we have a Sword of the Meek out.
Yeah, but that's... It's actually not that bad because we don't have enough artifacts to sacrifice to Thopter Foundry until we Whir for more, or just draw another one. So we're just not going to sacrifice our... Like, him keeping this in play doesn't really do that much.
Yeah.
Like, because we're not going to sacrifice our Sword of the Meek, and he's not going to draw his extra card, so it's kind of just like him wasting his draw step. So, what is this?
Titan.
Primeval Titan. Big boy.
We've been waiting for you.
Yes. Alright, so next turn we go get Ensnaring Bridge, so we don't take a bunch of damage. And then the turn following we'll start gaining up a bunch of life. And looking for more ways to cement our lock. Like an Unmordigo for Shatterstorm would be perfect. Okay. Ooh, it's a little late. We can't play that and still have Whir of Invention. So let's just Whir for Bridge.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And we get to leave up Spell Pierce.
Yeah, they don't know. We're representing every color of mana right now. So they don't even know what we're doing. Let's go get the fancy Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
I contributed to this.
3-1 3-1 splits on art are my favorite splits on art.
If this card had 4 different arts that were all black bordered, I would seriously consider having one of each.
Whoa, no, I don't like one of each. I like 3 and 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that way you have a special one in your deck.
You're so lame.
Oh, okay.
So lame. It was so funny. I was talking to Kane Reinhardt in Philly, and he and I have our opt tier list backwards. So I like the Pirate Opt the best.
The best?
Yeah. He thinks it's the worst one.
What do you have second?
The Invasion one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then last is the one with the one from Dimir. I hate that one. So terrible. Doesn't look like Teferi at all. He's got hair.
Well, there's a statue of Teferi behind Teferi that looks more like Teferi.
Yeah, so then what is the picture I'm even looking at? I like the pirate one. He's got a telescope. Oh, he's opting.
I mean, he is, yeah.
Yeah, makes so much sense.
I like all the ops in different ways. I've played with them all. I don't really have a tier list.
Ooh. That's a mistake.
I'm an art appreciator.
So let's say we were to draw Whir next turn. What would we look for, guys?
Classic. Easy. Obvious.
We would hold it in our hand.
Yeah, but we would get Jester's Cap.
Yeah, we would get Jester's Cap instead because that lets us get whatever outs he has to this nonsense.
Yo, we're taking damage.
Yep, we're taking damage. Let's play. Ooh. So I kind of just want to play our artifacts here.
Sure.
I don't want to keep open mana for Thopter Foundry because I don't want him to have Reclamation Sage. The second Reclamation Sage is now. But I do want us to not have 2 cards in our hand.
Yeah. Great.
So Torpor Orb for Rec Sage and Thopter Foundry to start killing him.
Yep.
But we can't activate until next turn. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm talking to the people, Jeremy. It's much harder to play when you're talking.
Are you still watching this video? Stick around to the end.
Alright, they can't attack. And they also fetched, we were talking about Opt for some reason, but they fetched twice and used Farseeks. They're really digging for their Shatterstorm, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Fracturing Gust, whatever it is, they're digging for it. And we're just going to name Shatterstorm.
And see what it is.
Yeah, and see what the card is.
And then we'll know what to name off this Pithing Needle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll probably just make a Thopter and start attacking them.
Let's name Fracturing Gust.
You think so? I really want to name Shattering Storm because I think we can beat Fracturing Gust.
I'm on Shatterstorm because
it's more dangerous. Shatterstorm. Okay. I'm naming Shatterstorm. Oh, look, a Shatterstorm. Do they have Fracturing Gust in their deck? They do not.
Oh, this is what I played. This is what I played against this weekend.
This exact deck?
They had 1 Ancient Grudge.
1 Destructive
Revelry. They also had an Abrade, though.
No, there's no Abrade here. They have Escape Shift in their hand. So it looks like they're dead to 2 Welding Jars, it appears. Or, did we ward out Grafter Gauge? I think we did. How do we look at that? Yeah, we did. So, they are dead to 2 Welding Jars and a Spellskite. Or 2 jars and a bridge, or 2 jars and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go get this Shatterstorm before I forget we're doing that. Next Unmordigo, we're just going to name Ancient Grudge.
Yep.
And then if they draw a Revelry, we'll name the other one.
Yep.
If they cast a Relic, we're just going to use the Sword of the Meek. Their hand was Misty Rainforest and Scape Shift.
I really hope we draw our Jester's Cap.
Yeah, Jester's Cap would be fantastic because we just get both their artifact removal spells and then they're done. Okay, I thought the worst draw for us there would have been Ancient Grudge because then we would lose our Witchbane Orb or maybe our Ensnaring Bridge. I'm not sure which one they would prioritize.
I think either one of those would just kill us.
Well, we have the Thopter combo online, so it's probably better to kill the Orb.
Okay.
Because we can block a lot with the Witchbane Orb still on the board. So they can't attack. They're at end of combat, and we just make a Thopter.
Their hand is land, Scape Shift, and we know.
Scape Shift.
Yeah, so make a Thopter.
I think they're going to cast Scape Shift here. Just to dig for the... I think ways to deal with the bridge. I think they're running out of mountains. I could have counted how many mountains were in their deck, but I didn't.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why hurt yourself? We're playing Prison. We got enough stuff to think about.
True.
You got to conserve that mental energy.
You do go to time a lot with this deck.
Yeah. We got to play it the John Whetstone way of playing Magic. Just don't think about anything.
Just go.
Yeah, just go. Just cast them.
Pedals on the gas.
Light up the stage anytime you can.
They're going to get a lot of Allocate triggers. They've been targeting Rec Sage, which I appreciate. I wish they would target Primeval Titan, just living on the edge.
They're both...
It's really not living on the edge, because if you resolve one, it doesn't die.
Resolve what?
Primeval Titan, if you resolve the Allocate trigger.
Allocate trigger.
Boom!
Living on the edge is the reclamation stage.
Oh, okay. Well, can you always yes to Valakut? I think you can.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, they have it. I think they've always known at this point, and they're just going to untoggle. What are they targeting? Themselves? I like it.
Ooh, yourself is the worst one.
Yourself.
Well, they're
really
just gonna hit now. It's fine.
I know.
But I appreciate the past few turns he's been targeting Reclamation Sage with them. I'm just gonna make a Thopter. They have no cards in hand.
No.
No.
Yes.
What do you mean no?
Yes.
Do you
Make
want
a
me to
Thopter
wait?
so that we
Do you
can
want me
have
to wait
six.
for these Valakut things to resolve that can't target my Thopter?
Fair.
All right. We have Torque Orb in play. That's funny.
Yeah, it doesn't come back.
Yeah, it doesn't come back.
Wait.
Well, we have a Thopter. It's fine.
Yay, we gain alive. Got a Thopter.
Yeah, Torque Orb stops the Sword thing from working.
The beatdown begins.
He didn't have another reclamation.
He didn't have another Reclamation
So we
Stage,
can
so we
do-
can just sack the Torque Orb next
Yeah.
turn. We lose out on a damage by not thinking about that.
Whatever.
I actually don't think we do, right? Ooh, that was a great draw.
Jester Cap time. Jester Cap time. Jester Cap time.
In step, Jester's Cap.
So, what do you want to needle here? I want to needle Ancient Grudge. Just in case. It doesn't do anything.
I wanted to do Colony Garden.
Calling a Hard Expedition?
Heart Expedition, yeah.
I like how we're all like at this point, it's like jamming and snapping.
Alright, I'm going to
Like-
attack with my Thopter, and then I'm going to name Ancient Grudge, because I don't believe anything we actually name with this matters once in the slightest.
No. We're supposed to do Wooded Foothills.
If this is dead, we're dead, man.
I don't know. He might run out of mountains.
Okay, we'll name Wooded Foothills.
Okay,
We'll name Wooded Foothills. It's proper. It's
Alright,
proper.
cool.
We got to respect our opponents.
Alright, let's not forget to play our
Respect
cards.
given.
Yeah, respect given. Wooded Foothills. Alright, and then we Whir for Jester's Cap, and then we Jester's Cap him, and then the game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Thopter beats him down.
You
I
got
guess.
one turn and
Oh, I should undo that. Eventually
Turn
I'll
off, yeah.
learn what the auto yield turn off is. I think it's 3. I think 3's been working. Oh, they just conceded, but we didn't get Jester's
Jester's
Cap.
Cap.
We had it.
Oh, Jester's
At least
Cap.
let us show it to you.
Okay. So that's the prison deck.
All right.
Valakut.
Yep. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Zan, are you going to be playing this deck moving forward?
Yes. This is my first choice for SCG Sensei.
Over
Wow.
Phoenix?
Because Phoenix won this tournament, and my goal is to continue to give Phoenix a beating.
To give yeah, okay. I like it. I'm gonna play it. I love this deck. I think it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, it's a blast for sure.
Beating up on Phoenix, thinking about things. I really like how it'll just invalidate a whole deck. It's like, here's an Ensnaring Bridge, and like Merfolk is just like,
Well, why did I show up at this tournament?
yeah, okay, that makes sense. I lose. So, obviously you wouldn't be playing Merfolk right now, but just many decks are just cold to a whole card. I mean, it's crazy to me. So I definitely see the appeal. It's non-creature ways to win have always been great. You get to play one of the sickest planeswalkers of all time in Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. Just the art on that looks like a Dragon Ball Z piece or something. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that art is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in.
This deck is really fun. Really customizable too. We changed like 6 cards in this deck before the video. Not even really like trying them out. We're just, you know what I think would be good? Let's try Jester's Cap and a Swan Song, and let's throw this Grafdigger's Cage in the main. Like, you can do all sorts of things, and they all just seem really good.
So it's customizable to your local game store metagame. So if there's a lot of boggles,
You should throw more engineer explosives in there.
wow.
Well, honestly, if the bridges aren't enough, Boggles has a rough time dealing with bridge.
What I'm learning is ask
I
Lee what to do about your metagame. He knows the answer.
Lee and I played in top 4 of an IQ, and I got a savage beating.
Well,
what were you playing?
Boggles.
Oh, okay.
Lee doesn't even remember. He's like, did the bridge
No,
work?
I had to ask for the video. Then just like, we played in an IQ. I needed to get that information
Oh,
out
of
there.
course.
Ding.
Ding. Speaking of dings, if you're watching right now, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We want more comments on these videos. DeckList for you guys is going to be in the description box down below. Lee, sign us off.
All right. This was the Lotus Boxers. Thanks a bunch for watching. And I won't be here next time, but they will.
See you next time.
See ya.